Hi, this is Joel Phillips, CEO and founder of ProShark and Director of Technology at Strategic Advisor Board. Welcome to episode number 8 of Tech Tips. This is where we discuss everything digital and everything that impacts your digital footprint. Today, we are going to start our conversation on community. We just finished up with a comparison of good websites versus bad websites. One thing I'd like to encourage you to do is if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email them to techtip@proshark.com, TECHTIP@proshark.com. We certainly want to answer any questions that you may have, and we do appreciate the input and feedback we've received so far. So make sure you send in those questions. Today, we start looking at community and some of the changes, and this may actually bleed over into several more episodes beyond tomorrow. We're going to try and knock it out in 2, but it's a pretty deep subject, and there's a lot of reasons why we're going to take a look at community and the impact that this approach will have on digital marketing in the future, well, in the near future and in the longer term. So there is, ever since 2020, there's a lot of noise in the marketplace. You've seen a reduction in ROI from paid ads. You've seen the impact that changes in privacy policy have had on digital marketing. We'll take a look at Apple iOS 14.5 when they switched their default third-party opt-in from default allow to default not allow, and now you have to purposefully opt into marketing, third-party marketing such as pixel tracking, etc. They did it under the guise of privacy, and they look like heroes at face value, but in reality, this is just an effort to put a fence around the data that they receive. So just to give you some insight into this, and this is not a new topic, but it's one that a lot of people have not been given the truth about. So that's what we're kind of here to do. Not kind of, it's what we're here to do. So iOS 14.5 was when Apple changed the default from opt-in to third-party marketing to opt out of third-party marketing. And what that did was that turned off the spigot or the ability to retarget by, and we'll just use Facebook as the biggest example because that's the one that everybody knows. No longer could Facebook put a pixel on anybody on the iOS platform without their express permission. Everybody's saying, oh, this is great, so they're protecting our privacy. Not the case. Because that means that Facebook and everybody else who was using that ability to third-party market is no longer allowed to, unless they have explicit permission, no longer allowed to place that pixel. And what that does is it drives effectiveness of advertising down and the cost of advertising up. In one day, when Apple made that move, in one day, Facebook lost $232 billion of market cap. And guess what happened or ensued thereafter? Apple's ad platform, yes, they do have an ad platform, picked up significant market share, because what Apple didn't tell you is nobody else could put that pixel on your browser, but they can, and that's in their policy, that's in their privacy policy. So really, they didn't do you a service; they did you a disservice, because now they're the only ones that can default allow tracking of your web habits, your web traffic, and the sites that you visit and what advertisements you look at. So now only they have that access to that data. So this changes everything in the digital marketing world, because if you rule out retargeting, well, Apple had 40% of the market. Guess who has the other 60%? And that's Google. And it's projected that by July of 2023, Google will follow suit with Apple and will no longer allow default opt-in tracking or third-party tracking of your visitation habits, basically. So that means that now Apple's fenced off all of their 40% of the market. Google's about to fence off with their Android data. They're about to fence off the other 60%. So I think that's enough for today. We're already over our 5-minute mark. So I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll pick up community tomorrow. What this leads into is our need to change the way we advertise, and that's what we're going to look at. So I appreciate the time today. Thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, make sure you email them to techtip@proshark.com. If you have any questions, make sure you visit our website proshark.com, and happy to answer any questions you have. There's a lot of data on there on the blogs, etc. So make sure you take a look at that, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.